Hi everyone, this is a review request by Fallen Angel 17431. Put the username here. Thank you so much for requesting. So this is the Ben Nye Final Seal Matte Makeup Sealer, and this is the 59ml bottle. So I basically used that much, and I was using it a little bit towards the end of my test run with the Australis Spritz. I also wanted to try and compare it with some of my other face setting sprays that I have, but I'll get to that. I'll just do a quick overview of this one. So it's a 59ml bottle. I got this one at IMATS when I attended. It cost me $10 Australian. I'm assuming the full price would be maybe another 20% on that, and you can get it maybe a lot of places that sell obviously Ben Nye, but There to Makeup and the like. Now this one's obviously got that bluey green tinge to it, and the main ingredient is actually alcohol and then the water. So in some of the other sprays I've used, water is the first listed ingredient, meaning the most amount. For me, I didn't find it drying though over time, but my skin is combination to oily, but it was fine for me. And it's similar in some of the ingredients to something like a model in a bottle, and I've reviewed that one before. But back to obviously the product. But apart from alcohol, obviously the water, acrylites, propylene glycol, and perfume and fragrance. Now the fragrance in here is actually quite interesting, and I'm not sure if that goes along with the bluey green tinge in it, but it's actually very minty. And in fact, each and every time I've used it, I can't help but think that I'm spraying myself mouthwash, which is what it actually smells like. So, and it's slightly sticky or tacky, but that does dry and set or seal your makeup. Now on the back it actually states, Final Seal provides a waterproof matte top coat for most types of makeup. But it actually says for makeup that is dry, water-based or powdered cream makeup, and then spray lightly. So what I've been doing with this, about 8 to 10 inches away, I spray. I actually use two pumps around there, and I try and keep this clean because it does block up. And then just let it set for a little while. Now I didn't just use it with water-based or cream sort of makeup, because I know a lot of people would try and use it over different types of makeup as well. Say for the everyday person, again this is probably more your theatre sort of makeup sealer. I just wanted to see how it compared with that, and also on days that I wasn't obviously using this product with the same type of makeup. But I did find it was actually sort of true to form, at least for my skin type and the brands I was using. For the water-based or powdered sort of makeup, even my mineral makeup, the loose sort of powder minerals that I love to use, I actually found it did seal it during the day. Maybe not waterproof. I don't think I would have been fine walking out in rain, but there were days where it's a little bit tropical at the moment in Australia, like warm and then cold and raining. There are days where I was actually getting a little bit of rain on me, like spray rain, I mean, not torrential rain. It did seem to keep it sort of in place, and after I first sprayed it on my face and it did set a little bit, it did give me that really sort of tighter feeling that I have gotten with the Model Co airbrush spray makeup sealer, that sort of tight feeling, so I can just actually feel that layer or that top coat on the makeup. So it did work fine, like I said, for my mineral-based makeup. For my, say, water-based but dry powdered makeup, it did seem to seal it in place, and that was sort of comparing it to days where I was using the same type of makeup but not using the sealer, and also under the similar sort of conditions. It seemed to work fine. But I did find that when I wasn't prepping my skin, for example using mattifiers or face primers to prepare my skin before putting the makeup on, I did find that the makeup didn't last any much longer than when I wasn't using the sealer. And it's probably because, like I said, my skin is quite oily around the T-zone. I have said this before, so I did find that that oil was still coming through and obviously not letting the makeup sort of seal or stay in place. So I did find only when I used in combination with my mattifiers and my primers that I know work well for me, that's when it sort of did kick in and provide that seal on the top of the makeup, that sort of seal or that sort of top coat. And that was also in days where I'm comparing where I am using the primers or mattifiers but not using this. I did find that it did last a little bit longer, and I'm talking about days where I might sort of be out and about for maybe 10 hours, or I might be just out for the working hours and then come home. I'm not touching my makeup when I come home. That sort of gave me a little bit of thing. I try and take sort of photos and obviously ask my husband and friends sort of how the makeup's looking. Just like I said, overall in combination with my mattifiers and primers works a little bit better, works better than when I'm not using the mattifiers. Works fine for my mineral powders, works fine for the dry cream based makeup. Probably not a big fan of the smell. I do love mint and peppermint, but not really as a spray. It fades basically after it's set on the face, so that's not a big worry or a big issue for me. But for those of you that might have fairly dry skin, I'm not sure how this would work. Again, having the alcohol content that it seems to have, if it's the first listed ingredient. So guys, I hope you found that useful. Thank you again for the requests. Just a heads up, if anyone's sent a request through and it's been quite a while since I've done it, I'm definitely still working on them. I've got them all listed on my channel page. If you have a look under my profile, I've got the users that have requested it and what you've requested. So it's actually, if it's on there, I'm definitely going to be working through it. Some might take longer than others. This one didn't take as long as some other ones might do, so I'll sort of might do some ahead of other ones. So, but again, I'm not ignoring any sort of requests. So take care guys, and I hope you found that useful.